What's good, y'all? I've had a very chill morning. Like I'm just vibing right now. It's been an amazing morning and my day has just started. I've been sitting on this balcony since about 4:50, 5 o'clock this morning. Now to be quite honest with you, it wasn't a discipline thing, it wasn't a super spiritual thing. No, my neighbors were practicing making a baby this morning. So they were my alarm clock, to put it nicely. You catch my drift? So I've just been awake since then. But nevertheless, I decided to use my time productively. So what I did this morning is I literally watched the sky go from pitch black to bright and blue. I just watched the sun peek over the mountains and now I'm getting some sun gazing in. You know what I'm saying? But what I've been doing was I've been applying the principles that Walter Lanyon has been sharing with all of us, but sharing with me personally in this book that he's written called Behold the Man. And I've just been focusing on the presence. There's something constant between my shirt, the river in front of me, the sun, the mountains, this chair I'm sitting in, the boats down there. There's something constant between all these things that are seemingly unrelated. And it's the simple fact that they are present. They are here. I am able to witness them right now. They're present. That is why I've been focusing on not the demonstration, but the demonstrator. The demonstration is these things that have come into physical manifestation. That's the demonstration. But what is behind all of these things? What is that force, that energy, that something that allows all these things to even exist? Some people might go into science. Some people might go into this and that and whatever. That's fine, whatever. I do believe that we are all talking about the same thing. And I'm starting to settle down on the simple word, the presence. That's something I've been repeating the past week because that's just what I've been learning about, and it just makes too much sense. What's the point of, sitting at your master's feet, your teacher's feet, sitting in their classrooms, hearing all the lessons and wisdom and knowledge that they're passing on to you without applying it? Sure, you can hear all their words, you get motivated, you're regurgitating what they told you, and then you forget it 3 weeks later. What's the point of that? What's the point of sitting in the classroom hearing all these words but not putting them into practice? I refuse to be that student that's just sitting in the classroom just waiting for the right words so I can fill in the blank with the right answers. That's how I got through school. In all actuality, I'm a C+, C plus student. But I got good grades because I just knew how to play the game that was our education system. Just look for the answers that they're looking for and write that answer down in the blank. That's one way to be a student. Or you actually apply the principles that are being taught and passed down to you. Yes, of course, add your own spice to it, add your own swag to it. Walter Lanyon tells me some things, Neville Goddard tells me some things, Layla Africa tells me things, Brother C. Freeman tells me things, Dick Gregory shares things with me, Kevin Gates, Nipsey Hussle, my mama, my daddy, my grandma, my grandpa, the homeless man around the corner that I had a conversation with. They all pass down information to us. But it's up to us to make it our own. It's up to us to go apply these lessons into our lives to make it amazing. That's why I titled this video something along the lines of blessings, blessings, blessings. Because what Walter Lanyon, what Neville Goddard, and all of them people have been telling us is that everything that you want is all around you. But it's all about the point of contact. And that's something I'm going to talk about in a different video in like being specific with that. But the point of contact is recognition. Recognizing that everything you want is already there. You just have to tap into it. You just have to recognize that the blessings are flowing into your life. You know what I mean? Walter Lanyon does something that's very poetic in his works where he always, he knew the power of three, whether it was consciously or subconsciously, where he always writes, blah, 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 beautiful things, life is amazing, follow the presence, accept God into your life, blah, 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 blah. And then he just says, it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Not just, that was great. No, it's great. No, it's great. Yo, it's great. And each time that you add that repetition into your words, it just hits a little bit deeper. Kind of like hammering a nail into a plank. The first tap, it's kind of in there. You hammer it again, it gets a little bit deeper. You hammer it again, it's finally complete. This is what the power of 3 does in our lives. So then when he took it to another level, he just said the blessings, blessings, blessings. Because that's just the way I've been feeling about my life recently. The blessings, the blessings, the blessings have just been flowing into my life. You know, a lot of people, they what's the word I'm looking for? They underestimate blessings in their life. They think that blessings are, once again, always supposed to be this beam of light that drops down, this beautiful manifestation in front of you, and those are the blessings. Nah, blessings are someone held the door for you. Blessings are getting a discount on something. I'm gonna share a quick story with y'all in a second. You know, blessings are every light turns green on your way to your job, to work, on your drive. Blessings are the fact that you woke up in the morning. These simple things that we take for granted are the blessings. But because you're not recognizing it, that's showing your disgratitude, ungratitude, whatever, you know, towards what life is trying to offer you. And when you don't show gratitude towards these things, life is just like, oh, okay, he doesn't want this anymore, so I'll just stop giving it to him. But when you become appreciative of all the small things, that just makes more and more room for the big things to come into your life. You know, I'm becoming so appreciative of all the small things in my life recently, even more so. But it's like, once again, hammering the nail until you really get the message. You know, for example, I went to this there's not too many health food places in the location that I'm at. You know, I kind of have to travel a little ways to even get the slightest amount of health food stuff that I'm used to. It's not as easily, readily available to me as if it were when I'm back in Denver. So here I have to drive a little bit to get to the store. And as I drove in, one of the things I always do is I've been noticing that I greet people often, especially if I'm in there often, because when you greet people often, you ask people how their days were, they tend to remember you a little bit more. And when you show an interest in others, they show an interest. When you show interest in others, they show interest in you. You know. So I got my stuff. I was shopping around. It's the same stuff, but I always see if anything catches my eye, something that I missed in my past 4 or 5 visits. You know what I mean? And I got my stuff, went to the little counter to check out. And, you know, when the lady asked me, she was like, hey, have I offered you one of our, like, I forgot, you know, the little punch cards that, you know, stores give you? And she said, have I offered you this? I've seen you in here the last 3 or 4 times. You always say hi to me every time you come in. But, you know, men don't typically like these reward cards because it takes something away from them. I was like, sweetheart, there's no shame in my game. If you could save me $1, I will take it. She shared a little chuckle with me and she started, like, you know, clipping out the things. So what I noticed, though, was, like, you know, I was kind of just, like, looking around and whatever, and I just heard her punching the cards, click, 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 click in the card. I'm like, yo, I just only bought a few things, like what you doing? You know, but she's like, no, but I've seen you in here the past couple of times. I know you spent over like $200 in this store, you know, so like I'm just making up for everything because you've been so nice to me and blah blah blah. You've always greet me. You have such a nice energy to you. I'm gonna make sure that you get all the rewards that you've been spending in here. That in itself is a blessing. This person didn't have to go do that, but because my energy is just so amazing and I'm so inviting to blessings, that was able to come into my life. Instead of having to start a new punch card, she pretty much caught me up to all of my purchases that in one visit, I damn near filled out the punch card. You know what I'm saying? And you get your free little $25 of merchandise, you know, when you get to the thing, but nevertheless, that's a blessing right there. Actually, even before, I have a necklace that's probably going to be in my next couple of videos. I didn't put it on because I've been out here so early. But like there was a necklace, and I asked the lady because like I had bought a ring that if y'all saw that lapis lazuli ring, that blue ring, you know, it's like I got it from the little crystal jewelry shop that's downstairs. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the stuff is overpriced, but when I see something I like, I get it. You know, because I don't look at price anymore, like unless it's like outrageous. And I'm like, hey, I know I'm abundant and all that type of stuff. I ain't got that right now, but eventually I'm gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, some of the stuff is a little overpriced. But when I see something I like, I get it. It doesn't matter. Every dollar I spend will be returned to me tenfold. You know, it's like I will be replenished at all times. That's just the energy that I'm in. But nevertheless, there was this necklace I've been eyeing for like the past like couple weeks. I just been looking at it like, yo, I'm gonna get that thing one day. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna have that. So then I started to say, oh, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna have that. I'm trying to buy that, or I have it. But then, you know, as I finished my workout and I came back in, you know, I was just like, hey, how much is that? And she said, ooh, this one's kind of expensive or whatever. But she said, but I'll work out something for you because we had such a great conversation. I'm going to work out something for you. And I was like, all right, you work out that deal. I'm going to go back up to my room, get my wallet, and I'm going to come back down. Went up to the room, took a shower, came back down with my wallet. And I was like, all right, what you going to work out for me? She's like, okay, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but this necklace is like $500, you know, but I'm gonna give it to you for like a really good discount or whatever. She gave me the price and I was like, oh, word? I was like, oh, I'm getting that. Yeah, help me out. Now, actually, since you're giving me a deal, what can you do for me with this little thing right here? She said, okay, so since you bought this, I'm gonna knock this down for you a peg too. Say less. Blessings, blessings, blessings. You know what I'm saying? And I just been feeling it more and more and more. Everything has just been working out in my favor. I've been saying this for weeks and weeks now, even before I opened the book. But now that I'm starting to understand why these things are happening in my life, all I can say is just thank you. Thank you to the infinite. Thank you to the Father. Thank you to the Mother. Thank you to the universe. Thank you for everything. Because the more gratitude that you give, that makes more room for more and more gratitude. A lot of us think that when you have a lot of something that's filling you up, that means that you live in a world of limitation. No. I'm operating in the gratitude and that's being amplified. It's like I'm screaming into a megaphone saying, gratitude, blessings. And when you are infinite, that just means that there's more of that. That's not taking up space. It's multiplying in my mind. It's growing in my world more and more and more. You know, like once again, I don't really pay attention to subscribers. I pay attention to my impact on people. When people say thank you for the message, that makes me feel really good. You know what I'm saying? When people say, when I get those emails that say, yo, you really changed my life. Yo, I'll listen to you every single day, blah, 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 blah. That makes me feel amazing. Screw that subscriber count. That's just a little physical number. That means nothing to me. But when people go out of their way to share their love for me, the same energy I'm putting out there is just returning unto me tenfold. That's why I'm growing at such an expeditious rate. You know, because I'm practicing what I preach. I'm practicing what the masters are passing down unto me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a really good student. I will always be a student of life. I'll always have something to learn. And because I'm magnifying learning, I'm magnifying lessons, there will be more of them in my world. That's why I grow so quickly. That's why I've been saying since the conception of my freaking channel that, like, you know, every single week I feel like a different person. Sometimes it's even daily. Sometimes it's by the hour because I have such a powerful epiphany that I'm just like, oh, wait, that's what I need to be doing? And then my life changes in that moment. In the twinkling of an eye, as Walter Lanyon says. You know, in the twinkling of an eye, my life changes on a regular basis. You can't be normal when you're applying all these lessons in your world. You know, I got this huge flux of subscribers. I don't know who shouted me out, but thank you. You know, because like I'm used to getting, you know, about 5 people maybe a week. But then when I noticed that little sub count goes up by 10, and I got like 80 some, almost 100 subscribers in a couple of days, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll take it, but I'm just wondering where half of y'all came from. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to block my blessings because they just keep pouring into my world. And I want all of you to experience this. You know, I feel like I have 1 million subscribers right now. I do. I don't really care about that, but that's just how I feel. It feels amazing. You know, the fact that like I can upload a video and within a couple of minutes, somebody, one person watched it that quickly. That's amazing to me. You know, I just think back on how limited my life was a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Where I used to downplay all the things that I knew. I used to think that no one would ever listen to me. I used to think that I would never have an impact in this world. And I'm just so small and tiny and this and that and whatever. And don't get me wrong, in the grand scheme of things, I'm still nothing but a baby anyway. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I just kept downplaying myself. I was putting so much energy into downplaying myself. I was becoming my own bully. I was my own worst nightmare at a certain point in my life. But when I practiced what I preach and I stepped out of the way of the blessings of my life, they just began to flow into my life like a freaking tsunami. There is no competition in my world anymore. There is none. I don't compete with people. I mean, like, of course, like for fun and sport, sure, like a little game. Okay, let me see if I can beat you, ha ha ha. But if I win or lose, good game, high five. We both learned something today. You know what I'm saying? You know, like my coworker, I don't want to say my little coworker, I need to stop demeaning him like that. But my coworker, you know, he was busting my ass in the video game. But like it took me like a whole week of getting my ass beat to like just learn a little bit, practice one little skill. Okay, boom, boom, okay, oh, I choked, okay. But then over time, I was like, okay, this is the day, I got this. I practiced again, a couple warm-up games. I was like, okay, we're playing seriously, seriously, whatever. Now, and then I won. But then I didn't like, oh yeah, what's good there? No, good game. You know, we both had some sportsmanship. We dapped each other up, and that was it. But I walked away feeling like a winner. That was something I could never say about myself years ago. My first love of basketball got tainted by my own limiting belief, to the point that for me shooting like a Steph Curry range before that became popular, that's just what I did because like no one else was doing it. But then it got so bad that I would blow a wide open layup. That was one of my bags. Like I never had the best dribbling, handling skills, but I could outrun and out hustle people. So I can get from point A to point B from one end of the court before everybody else. And that's how I was just a fast break champion. I would out hustle you. That's why I was like a defensive MVP. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I played the game. But it got to the point that people were blowing by me. I'm blowing open layups, missing open shots, doing stupid passes because my mind was just tainted by limitation and obstacles. But like I said, no more of that. I'm just letting the blessings flow. I'm letting the growth just happen the way it happens. I'm not trying to tailor my growth anymore. I'm not trying to control everything. If there's something I want to see, I just rise to the level of the Father and I'm saying, ayo, Pops. You know what I'm saying? I rise to that Father consciousness, that Christ consciousness. And I'm just like, ayo, I would like to experience this in my life. You bring it in however you want. I'm just letting you know what I want. Until then, it's kind of like going to my earthly father, my earthly mother. When I was a kid, hey, I want this video game. Hey, I would really like an Xbox. Hey, I want these shoes. I didn't know exactly when they were coming. I mean, technically I did. It was either a birthday or Christmas, you know what I'm saying? But every once in a while, they would surprise me. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the way that I didn't tell them that I need this by September 15th. You know, I need this at 2 o'clock on the dot. That's what I was doing with life, trying to control how the blessings came into my life. But when you know that they're coming, you don't worry about when or how. You just know that they're coming. And you just step out of the way. And all you do is just open the door of your mind. That's the only thing you technically need to do to help the universe bring blessings into your world. Just open the door of your mind so like kind of like vampire rules. You know, they can only enter your dwelling if you give them permission. I don't know if that's a myth, but that's what they tell us on TV. But just follow me here. You know, that's the same thing. It's called what I've just read, the point of recognition. You know how like that there's like that old picture where man and God are like, you know, like trying to like touch fingers. You know, that intermediary point where those fingers touch is recognition. Your blessings are all around you. But a lot of us are quite literally blocking our blessings. Stop blocking your blessings. Become cognizant that they are always around you. When you tap into the frequency of whatever it is that you want, that is the equivalent of making recognition, of recognizing that you now have it. You can recognize that it is coming to fruition, or you can recognize that you already have everything that it is that you want. You know, I might be, you know, ruffling some of the spiritual conscious people's feathers with this one, but we are the children of God. We are the children of the Father and the Mother. That's where like I might ruffle some of the religious people's feathers, you know what I'm saying? The Father and the Mother. I believe it's both. You know, the God that we all pray to, the Father above, I believe is also the Mother and the Father. There's always the masculine and feminine in all principles. If we have the masculine and feminine in everything down here at this tiny level, that means it precipitated from the higher levels. So that makes no sense to me that there's only the masculine. That doesn't make no sense. That means that the universe itself is out of balance. And I can't get down with that. So it's the Mother and the Father that I speak to. And when I just tap into their presence and I realize that they're always there working for me, always it is his pleasure, as is written in the Bible. It is his pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. All right, well, if it's your pleasure, I'm willing to receive. And so it is. To the next one. Peace.